In this presentation, we will see about the channelization methods. Channelization methods are divided into three: FDMA, TDMA, CDMA. Now let's see about the static channelization. It involves a static and collision-free sharing of media. It is suitable when stations generate a steady stream of information that makes efficient use of the dedicated channel. Three important channelization protocols are FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA. In this presentation, we are going to see deeply about the FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA. Channelization is a multiple access method in which available bandwidth of a link is shared in time, frequency, or through code between different stations. FDMA. This figure shows the process of the frequency division multiple access. In frequency division multiple access, the available bandwidth is divided into frequency bands. Each station is allocated a band to send its data. In other words, each band is reserved for a specific station and it belongs to the station all the time. Each station also uses a band pass filter to confine the transmitter frequencies to prevent stations interference. The allocated bands are separated from one another by small guard bands. The following figure shows the idea of the FDMA. Now let's see about the difference between FDM and FDMA are as follows. FDM is a physical layer technique that combines the loads from low bandwidth channels and transmits them by using a high bandwidth channels. The channels that are combined or low pass, the multiplexer modulates the signals, combines them, and creates a band pass signal. The bandwidth of each channel is shifted by the multiplexer. Now FDMA is an access method in the data link layer. The data link layer in each station tells its physical layer to make a band pass signal from the data passed to it. The signal must be created in the allocated band. There is no physical multiplexer at the physical layer. The signal created at each station are automatically bandpass filtered. They are mixed when they are sent to the common channel. Now let's see about the TDMA, time division multiple access. This figure shows the process of the time division multiple access. In time division multiple access, the stations share the bandwidth of the channel in time. Each station is allocated a time slot during which it can send data. There is a particular time slot in which the data can be sent. Each station transmits its data in the assigned time slot. The figure shows the idea behind the TDMA. Now let's see the problem of the TDMA. The main problem with TDMA lies in achieving synchronization between the different stations. Each station needs to know the beginning of its slot and the allocation of its slot. This may be difficult because of propagation delays introduced in the system. If the station are spread over a large area to compensate for the delay, which we can insert guard times. Synchronization is normally accomplished by having some synchronization bits at the beginning of each slot. Now let's see the difference between TDMA and TDM. TDM is a physical layer technique that combines the data from slower channel and transmits them by using a faster channel. The process uses a physical multiplexer that interleaves data units from each channel. TDMA is an access method in the data link layer. The data link layer in each station tells its physical layer to use the allocated time slot. There is no physical multiplexer in the physical layer. Last, code division multiple access. CDMA. CDMA simply means the communication with different codes. CDMA differs from FDMA because only one channel occupies the entire bandwidth of the link. The CDMA occupies the entire channel of the bandwidth of the link. It differs from the TDMA because all stations can send data simultaneously. There is no time sharing. Let us assume we have 4 stations 1, 2, 3 and 4 connected to the same channel. The data from station 1 or D1, from station 2 or D2 and so on. The code assigned to the first station is C1 and the second is C2 and so on. We assume that the assigned codes have 2 properties. First, if we multiply each code by another, we get 0. Second, if we multiply each code by itself, we get 4. The number of stations. With these 2 properties in mind, how the above 4 stations can send data using the same common channel as shown in the following figure. Station 1 multiplies a special kind of multiplication as well as we will see its data by its code to get D1, C1. Station 2 multiplies its data by its code to get D2, C2 and so on. The data that go on the channel are the sum of all the terms as shown in the box. Any station that we want to receive data from one of the other, 3 multiplies the data on the channel by the code of the sender. For example, suppose station 1 and 2 are talking to each other. Station 2 wants to hear what station 1 is saying. It multiplies the data on the channel by C1. The code of the station 1, because C1 is 4, but C2 and C1, C3 and C1 and C4, C1 are all 0. Station 2 divides the result by 4 to get the data from the station 1. CDMA is based on coding theory. Each station is assigned a code which is sequence of numbers called chips. As shown in the following figure, the codes are the previous example which we had seen previously. We need to know that we did not choose the sequence randomly. They were carefully selected. They are called orthogonal sequence. Data representation. We follow the following rules of encoding. If a station needs to send a 0 bit, it encodes it as -1. If it needs to send a 1 bit, it encodes it as +1. When a station is idle, it sends no signal, which is interpreted as 0. Thank you.